Outside East Jerusalem's Damascus Gate, a Palestinian man is detained by Israeli border police. There have been near-nightly clashes here in this traditional gathering spot for the Muslim holy month of Ramadan. The row over access to the area is just a snapshot of simmering tensions between Israelis and Palestinians, with East Jerusalem as one focus. Now, taking a broader view, Human Rights Watch has accused Israel of nothing short of apartheid.
And these inhumane acts in Palestine really are forcible transfer. We're talking about mass land expropriation, and we're also talking about severe restrictions on freedom of movement for Palestinians.
Human Rights Watch says Israel exercises control over land and demographics for the benefit of Jewish Israelis. An Israeli community spokesman in Australia defending the restrictions on movement for Palestinians, citing Israel's security concerns.
To the extent that there are restrictions on movements, both out of the West Bank and certainly out of Gaza, it's purely for security reasons, to stop Palestinian terrorists coming into Israel and killing Israelis.
In Israel, the response to the damning report was swift.
This report is nothing more than a fabrication of fantasy, misstatement, and misrepresentation.
And Israel's Strategic Affairs Minister, quoted in the local media, was equally dismissive. The distorted reality presented by Human Rights Watch is part of its ongoing political and obsessive campaign against Israel in recent years. In referring to forcible transfers, the report cites the consequences of the demolition of Palestinian homes. Israeli supporters insist the demolitions aren't excessive.
House demolitions are a fact in Israel, as they are in any Western country where houses are built without a permit.
But Human Rights Watch notes the extreme difficulty for Palestinians to get building permits in the first place. Australia last year opposed a forthcoming International Criminal Court probe into alleged war crimes by both Israel and Gaza's rulers Hamas, arguing Palestine was not a state. The Palestinian envoy in Australia urging the federal government to be more even-handed.
So all the time, regularly has a position against international tools and human rights tools will harm the reputation of Australia, and this is very unfortunate.
The envoy backing Human Rights Watch's call for the Morrison government to review its bilateral deals with Israel.